We're talking about pleasure. And it's very important to understand, I think, what great part it plays in our lives. And we have accepted it as a natural thing and never really examined very deeply. We were saying that thought is a movement in time and measure. And we were asking, what is actually pleasure? Is there that awareness of that sentiment or that feeling at the actual moment of experience, of perception, of observation? Or does it come a second after? You understand my point? If it comes second after, then it's the movement of thought. But at the actual second of seeing some marvelous beauty, the sunset, a lovely tree in a field, or a beautiful face, at that moment of perception, there is no pleasure. There is only perception. But a few seconds later, memory begins to operate. That is, thought says, I must have more of it. So there is, at the moment, there is no recording. Please, this is very important to understand. At the moment of any action which we consider pleasurable, at that second, there is no registration in the mind, in the brain, at all. The registration takes place when thought says, I must have more. Haven't you observed this in yourself? So, it is only when thought takes over, then the registration process in the brain takes place. Right? And so, thought then pursues it in image, in desire, in image, and so on. So, at the moment of actual incident, actual happening, the brain is not registering at all. This is very important to understand, because the function of the brain is to register. And it wants to register because memory, in that registration, there is security. Right? And brain can only operate perfectly when it is secure. Either in neurotic action or neurotic belief, there is security. So registration takes place in order to be secure, or continue the pleasure of that incident. So pleasure is non-existent at the moment of action, at the moment of perception. It only takes place after. So can there be no registration after, only perception, and not a continuity of that which you call pleasure? Have you understood what I'm saying? Is this somewhat clear? Wait a minute. You see a mountain, snow-capped, marvelous sight, dignity, stability, endurance, an extraordinary thing to observe. Then the very dignity and the beauty and the majesty of that mountain absorbs all your thought. It is so great you are absorbed in it. But a second later, registration takes place. How marvelous that was. The registration and the expression in words, how marvelous it is the movement of thought. Right? So, pleasure is the continuity of that which has happened. This is very simple. Sexually, in observation, it's always after. Now we are saying, can there be an observation only and not the movement of thought interfering with that observation? Have you tried this ever in your life? To see something beautiful, observe it, and there, end it there, not let thought take over and pursue it through image, through desire, and all the rest of it. So, in order to understand the full meaning of pleasure, one has to examine not only thought, but also of desire. Right? Because one must understand desire. Again, religions have said, wipe out desire. Control desire. Be without desire. I don't know if you have been to a monastery, watch the priests, talk to them, and you will see this fear of desire. Because desire must be expressed, otherwise it becomes a burning flame inside. So one must understand what is desire.